Hello, today I'm going to tell you about why I've restarted dosing nitrates in my tank and my plans for a minor re-aquascape. Hello and welcome to another episode of Emma Azul TV. First and foremost, I want to reassure everyone that Kenny the Blenny is alive and well. This is footage of him taken this morning, so people were concerned that when I shoot my videos I have the MP10s off and he likes to stick his head in motors and kind of clean them. And people were worried that he was going to get his head chopped off, but I am careful. When I turn on my pumps, I make sure that Kenny is far away from the MP10. So, yay, Kenny's alive. All right, so today's episode is going to be about a couple of issues that I'm having with my tank and my plans to kind of circumvent them. So I'm still having green hair algae issues. It's not very pronounced. It's restricted to the left boulder here, which you're gonna get to see in a second here. And I keep manually removing it and it comes back. So I'm not really sure what's the best way to kind of take control of this. I am considering getting a sea hair. I was told that they are very efficient at removing green hair algae. But I noted that I haven't done any tests on my nitrates and phosphates in a while. So I did a test today and my nitrates are actually now undetectable. So typically I like to run my tank at around 5 parts per million nitrates, 5 to 10. And I have been really bad with testing. Ever since I got the Trident, I've been totally lax. Actually, I don't think I've done a nitrate test in about 4 months. And so my nitrates have gone down from 5 to undetectable now. Phosphates are still decent, around 0.1. And so just from my experience, I typically have algae issues when one of the nitrate or phosphate parameters is undetectable. So earlier in the history of my reef, whenever I had nitrates or phosphates undetectable, that typically came with algae issues. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's just kind of an observation. So to remedy this, I've decided to restart dosing potassium nitrate, KNO3. And I'm starting with about, I think, 1 ml a day, and I'll try to bring the level slowly up to I think 5 parts per million is the target that I like to keep. I am also noticing a couple of negative changes on some of my colonies. Actually, you'll see in the top down tour, one of my colony died out, and a new frag that had got several months ago also died. So that could be from a decline in the nitrates. It's difficult to know, but I do find that when I have my nitrates above 5, that the tank is just a little bit easier to manage. I don't see a lot of losses. The colors on the corals typically are good, and I typically don't have algae issues. So we'll see. I'll update you. I don't know whether I'll be able to get a sea hair or not. But as I bring the levels up, I'll take videos and photos like usual, and I'll show you if I notice any change in my tank. Now the other minor thing that I'm planning to do is I am, as the weather warms up, I am planning to take this center boulder right here, and effectively I'm going to take it out really quickly and try to chop the bit on the bottom down, so that will bring it level with the rest of the aquascape instead of just kind of sticking out in the middle like that. And I'm also planning a minor rock, a different rock to put in the back end there. So hopefully the last little bits of changes to my aquascape that I'll do to the reefer, I think it will look really awesome once the middle boulder drops a little bit. And everything's going to be in the same level, making it easier to light. I know it's a little bit tricky to light tanks where you have a lot of changes in kind of elevation. So I think having everything in the same level in the lower mid part of the tank is going to make things easier for me. All right, a quick look at the corals. This is Pac-Man. It's like almost touching the glass, and this is my sunset Montipora, encrusting Montipora. That's above the Pac-Man. It's actually growing really well now. And here is tenuous. I just love the polyp extension on this tenuous, and how the the polyps look a bit like bright turquoise. But you could see the colonies browning out a little bit, and maybe that's part of the nitrates. Here's the atomic firebomb. This frag just died. It's supposed to look kind of like strawberry shortcake, but it died out. My jolt is still kind of hanging in there. It's slowly encrusting. So I hope that maybe with a little bit more nitrate that this is gonna color up. Yeah, we'll see. I hope it doesn't die. Ishinada is still kind of looking good. I mean, maybe it's gotten a tad bit paler, but I think it's looking pretty good. And the two here on the left is the golden jaw dropper. It's starting to color up a little bit, so that's a good sign. And the applejack is encrusting really well, and I like the little color on the tips that I'm starting to see. So perhaps with a little bit more nitrates, it will look a little bit better. On top here is my blueberry wine. Remember, I had like a humongous colony, and I kind of removed the whole colony and kept this one frag because it does take over really quickly. You see the yucky algae in the back here. The pink Cadillac, the Reef-Raft pink Cadillac is looking pretty good. I can't, no complaints here. Lovely blue polyps, green flesh, pink tips. And beside it is my Cali tort. Again, no complaints. These two colonies typically always look good. There's like no issues. They're pretty robust. And you see to the top here, top left, is the bonsai. I'm gonna have to adjust the exposure a little bit on this, but the bonsai also looks decent. I mean, I think maybe some of the tissue has browned out a little bit, but overall I think it still looks pretty good. And to the right is what is this one called again? That's Reef-Raft Marvin the Martian. It's encrusting. I think maybe I lost a little bit of polyp extension. Again, not sure whether that's related to nitrates or not. On the top here we have Reef-Raft, what is this one? Pot of Gold Millie, I think. Looks green to me for now. Maybe it will change. And this thing has been looking really good. This is the Reef-Raft Rainbow Loom, I believe. I think it's a very pretty looking frag, so I'm looking forward to it growing a little bit more. And so this is the Shockaholic, and I think the Shockaholic is officially dead. It's just totally browned out. There's algae growing over it. I'm gonna have to like go in and remove some of that tissue, but that colony died effectively. I mean, it wasn't looking good for the past month or so. The major laser is doing really well. I gotta love these acros that do well when they're like right at the bottom of the tank. It's great. And then the TNT Anacropora, this thing is really I think it's one of my favorite corals. I mean, I just love how whimsical it looks. Another colony that's not doing too great is the Jason Fox Fox Flame. It's losing a little bit of color, so yeah, it's not too great. And then this is the second colony of orange, Reef-Raft Rainbow Loom. It's got a little bit of a burnt tip there. And the Miyagi tort, so far so good. The Miyagi tort is doing well. And if you notice that I had moved my green slimer here from one end of the tank to another, I just thought it would look really nice if it grows longer in this area. So that's it for the tour, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully the boost in nitrate will improve colors and help some of the pale corals kind of look good again. And we'll see. I'll keep you updated. All right, have a good one. Thanks so much, and take care.